Hey guys, how's it going, and welcome back. This is going to be the final review on the HP 14-DQ 2030CA laptop. Now, this has a quad-core 2 GHz processor with 128 megabytes of discrete video and shared up to 4 gigabytes of video power. Not too shabby. 1080p resolution at 60 hertz is what I'm actually running it at. I can drop it down. 14 inch. Anyways, Fingerprint Id Scanner as well, which is kind of handy if you want to use your fingerprint to sign into websites, bank accounts, the computer, you know, which is kind of nice. Saves you a lot of typing. You're going to have to set all that junk up yourself, though, obviously. 720p webcam, which actually isn't too bad actually for 720p, but like all cameras, they're all dependent on lighting. I'm not even using any extra lighting on my DSLR right now because, yeah, that light's on charge. It kind of died with the last 3 videos. But anyways, so we do have a SD card reader on the left side over here. On the right, we do have a Type-C USB port as well as 2 Type-A's. And of course our headphone jack, which I think can also be used as a microphone jack. I think it's a combo. Stereo speakers. Speakers don't actually sound half bad in this thing. Now, as far as purposes, uses, yeah, typing, definitely there. Doing your Zoom calls or messenger calls through Facebook. Surfing the internet, watching YouTube videos, streaming Netflix. You know, your usual everyday stuff you can do on this thing quite adequately. It only has 8 gigabytes of RAM in it currently, and it has a 256 gig SSD. If I decide to do any upgrades, which I kind of really don't need to at this time, but if I do, I think I'm going to chalk the RAM up to 16 gigs, and just for giggles, just maybe throw in a faster either 256 or maybe a faster 500 gig SSD, you know, just to kind of up the ante, and maybe do another video editing test at that point, because it didn't do actually too badly. It was definitely slower than my gamer system, and of course my gamer system was definitely incredibly slower than my Mac. Obviously I have an M1 Mac Mini, which kind of rocks. But we did find out that for video editing purposes, even just the way the system is set up, I did a 20-minute video, and it was, of course, high resolution screen recording. Saved that, of course, into, you know, 1920 by 1080p for the editing, etc. It took a pretty good amount of time. It wasn't too shabby. We were kind of around, I believe it was close to 15 minutes if I remember correctly. I can actually give you a really good accounting of that number. Just let me get through this stupid commercial on my channel here, and we can tell you the exact amount of time that actually took. 14 minutes and 42 seconds. Now that's with importing, that's with my editing, that's with the export, that's no compressing the file after. It turned out we didn't need to, which was great. You can check that video out. That was actually really good timing for this machine, even as a base 8x256. That was actually, honestly, really impressive. I expected it to take a lot longer, especially when also running, you know, like a really old version of Movie Maker, because what Windows 11 gives you is Video Editor, but when you go to access it, of course, it wants you to download some chip whatever program to do your editing with, and I'm like, that's not a video editing program. I don't know, maybe it is. I've never heard of it. But I mean, if you have a Mac, I mean, A, it's going to be way better and way faster, but also, you know, you get iMovie 100% free. You know, you can download Final Cut Pro and run it 100% free for 90 days. You know, you've got GarageBand already. You don't get anything with a Windows computer, you know, really. not anything useful. But for video editing, I was quite impressed with 720 and 1080p footage. Now, of course, we are fixed resolution at 1080p on this thing, 1920 by 1080p, so I mean, it would be kind of pointless to try and do any kind of 4K editing, which I probably wouldn't recommend anyways. You'd probably give the poor thing a nuclear meltdown just trying to do it. Never mind the time it would take you to do that sort of editing. But even in the 1080p editing we did, the fans were ramping up and it was getting warm. I have no program to track temperatures, but I'm sure it was getting a little on the hot side there. But not massively bad, but enough that the fans were kind of going really good in her. So, you know, and the Aces Tough was the same way. The fans ramped right up, and I was actually overclocking that thing at almost 4.3 gigahertz per core, and it's got a base of I think it's 2.23 or 2.32, something like that. Anyways, so I think that for video editing purposes, we could add that in with this computer, that you can actually do as a base configuration. If you don't mind waiting almost 15 minutes to get in and out, you could do that. Now, there may be some newer, faster video editor programs that may, you know, crush that time in a little bit better. I'm going to have to look around and see what's there for free editors available, because I certainly don't want to buy a video editor because there's no point. I'm not using this for that purpose, but I may even check out that chip program, whatever the heck it is, see what it's like. But I'm quite used to Movie Maker, and besides, it's a program that's actually fairly powerful. If you can still find a internet non-install type version, which would be the entire Essentials package, all you need to do is do a custom install and just install Movie Maker with photos, because the other programs that are there are not even used anymore. But do that, and I think you'd have a really good editor for working. Because I used Movie Maker for a lot of years, even when I was running mainly PC in the house for quite a while. I did actually, yes, turn my back on the almighty Apple for a little while. And I got quite used to it and got quite creative with Movie Maker. So it can do quite a bit. And it does run under Windows 11 without any issues whatsoever. So, I mean, that is an option to get something 100% free, 100% fully functional. And you can do a lot of video editing with it. Nothing in the pro level style, mind you, but you can still run a YouTube channel with it pretty good until you can afford a real video editor program, and, you know, like what today's standards would be for a real video editor. But yeah, I think we can definitely add video editing into the mix. I think that if I do upgrade the RAM and the drive, or even if I do just a RAM upgrade in this to 16 gigs, just to give it some breathing space, I think we may retest this again in the future. But don't hold your breath for any time soon. That's something that it might be several months down the road, who knows, maybe closer to summer. I have other priorities for spending money right now that come first. So, but even just as it sits, if you pick up this laptop, it's only been on the market for at least a year. My warranty just expired today on it, yet I did buy it used, but the warranty would have still been good because I did register it my name, and it showed me the activation date of last year and of course the end date for today. But anyways, the model of this, of course, is in the title of the video. It's an HP 14-DQ2030CA with the Fingerprint Id Scanner. It's an Intel Core i3. I believe, if I remember right, it is an 11th gen as well. So pretty zippy machine. And, you know, for gaming, I've got Far Cry the original on this thing, and I run it in all straight out high graphics. And it's absolutely flawless, even with this Microsoft Bluetooth mouse. And there is Bluetooth 5.2 on this as well, and Wi-Fi 6, you know, and so it's got the newest Wi-Fi 6 in it. Thing is friggin' nuts. It's a really nice machine. So I think you'd be pretty happy with it. I know I am. But and I just use it as a, basically a couch surfer kind of thing, and keep an eye on my YouTube channel and stuff when I'm watching TV. And that's all I bought it for, but you got to put it through its paces. So anyways, that's what we've got for you. Final review, done and done. I'm not changing anything about star ratings or any of that stuff. And I think for $750, it still might be a little on the expensive, but you can buy it directly from HP right now on sale for $5.99 Canadian. So whatever that works out into your US dollars. And $600 is a lot more reasonable. If you can find one in perfect condition used, even paying $300 is not out of the question. I just happened to get lucky that I got it for $150 from our pawn shop in North Bay, and it's absolutely in pristine, perfect condition. There's not even a mark on it. So that was a really sick deal. I think that's probably the sweetest deal I got, next to getting a Epiphone SG for $75, and I made really good profit on that thing. So, but this thing I'm not selling. Anyways, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.